right, good morning. We're still talking about the renewing of your mind and relationships, renewing of your mind. And so we've did 3 videos about how many of us do not understand the nature of how we should handle relationships. Uh, there's one key element that often shows up at any time in a relationship, and that's what caused most of us to succumb to a constant pattern of failure in a relationships. And that word is fear. Fear often grips us and comes in a time when we're most comfortable, when we think we've arrived, when we think everything's together. And then for some, all of a sudden, when you find out your wife cheating on you, your husband cheating on you, there's a baby, they've been talking to us about it, immediately fear grips your heart. And when fear grips your heart and you haven't totally overcame that point in your life that you were scared for who you with or who you around, that allows your emotions to control who you are, how you handle people, and what you do when it comes to meeting people. And see, for many of us, we like to play the God card, in which you're saying you're being led by God, but then your actions show you've been led by caution, you've been led by triggers, you've been led by traumas. So thereby you have not been completely healed in whatever shocked you in your relationships. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." See, that scripture there, it speaks a lot, but it speaks so little, because that's one of the religious dating parable that most people use. They say, "I'm single because I want to be single." No, you're single because you're scared. You're single because you're afraid. You're single because you're not strong. You're single because you're not courageous. Because a lot of people then been through so much hurt when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriages, that they begin to shut themselves down and use that powerful but yet unpredictable phrase, "I ain't looking for nobody. It's just me and Jesus." But at the same time, what do you do when you do like Stephanie Mills for some? You want the comfort of a man. What do you do when you want the comfort of a woman? You allow yourself to be limited to a sexual object. So we run around saying we don't want nobody, but we want that small comfort of being with someone. So for many of you, the reason you can't validate or pinpoint where you was wrong at is because you were scared in the start. When you're scared in the start, you're scared at the finish. That's why when most relationships or marriages end, that's why somebody always have an outburst of anger that they've been holding on to. That's why they go around and tell you, "I don't love you. I ain't never love you." But then When the one they claim they love, they get the goods and gone, then they running back to the one they claim they didn't love. That's why I tell y'all, stop saying stuff in a fit of anger. It behooves me that many people have been in relationships and marriages, and you say you don't want that person, but you always going back to that person for advice, for instruction, for support. Why is it you don't want somebody, but you still want a connection to them? You know, I'm not gonna say this in a wrong way, but see, all this new to me too. I'm trying to figure out how a woman don't want a man, but she still wears the wedding band everywhere she go. That's delusion. All the stuff that was said to me, all the things that been done to me, you don't want me. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I say y'all got to be better than me because see, I said I wonder should I go down there and tell the court I want everything that I gave her, and then I sign the paper because it's something for a person who don't want you, but they want the things connected to you. How can you hold on to something that seemingly brought you so much pain, so much hurt, so much destruction that you have to leave, but yet you keep everything that reminds you of it? See, when I was out there, I wasn't even spiritual. If I used to go in a woman's house that I used to date and she got a picture of her boyfriend in her house or her ex-husband, Brother Hubbard didn't stay. Now, I might have did what I had to do, but I didn't come back. Because when you go on, you go on. See, you never go on replaying your past. And a lot of you want to replay your past because it's certain aspects of your past that you did enjoy and you can't get over. Psalms 23 and 4 says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, that comfort me. See, how can you say you got a relationship with God and y'all mean people and y'all already scared of what was done to you in the past? You already scared of what they might do to you. The Bible say fear no evil. So why you think the next man gonna cheat on you? Why you think the next woman gonna cheat on you? Why you got to take it slow so you can see if they ain't gonna cheat on you? See, fear no evil means that you don't come to a conclusion of a consequence thinking it's gonna happen. I think we talked a couple of weeks ago. Stop living the what if life. What if she cheat on me? See, that's what the last one did. They always cheating on me. You not healed, sister. You not healed, brother. Because if in the back of your mind you always got doubt, that means you fearing something. The Bible says perfect love casts out fear. So when you walk in stuff in fear, your confidence is not the confidence of God, it's the confidence of flesh. Because you taking every thought and every step circumspectly. Y'all see that big word? I don't know where that one come from. I must have read that somewhere because it fit right in. Circumspectly. What that mean? I ain't no dummy. If something says something, it says in a careful and prudent way or discreetly. See, most of us, we do things circumspectly. Even in ministry, I do and say certain things just to see how a person reacts to what I say. Circumspectly. What I'm looking for is spiritual wise is, can they stand on their own? Do they have confidence? Is God really talking to? That's why many of you used to get upset with me when you said, okay, Dedric mentored me, but for 2 or 3 months, what I used to tell you, I said, go ask God, because I'm trying to make sure that you got a relationship with God before I even deal with you, because I know me. And if you ain't got no relationship with God, my gift is to exploit what you're missing. So when I find out what you're missing, then that's what God want to build you up in. And see, that's the problem with a lot of you. See, have you noticed as time been going on, I've been telling you why I do certain things? Because it's time for y'all to grow. You just can't sit and be comfortable, listen to me teach when all of a sudden it's your time to teach. You can't be comfortable just come to me for your confirmation, for your advice, for your wisdom. I ain't finna be here too much longer. You got to make sure that you got the same relationship with God that seemingly I got. Even the Bible said, follow after them that follow God, or something like that. Y'all know what it means. But see, the problem with some of you, you got too much pride. Because see, I notice some people are fight what I say because pride won't let them see what I'm saying. And that's good too. It just take a little more time, but 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 sooner or later I'll break it down. I ain't even worried about that. I ain't worried about that. You, see, I like for people to talk all that talk and say all it is, and I just be laughing. That when that swamp people first came on in 2010, I was sitting there watching it, and that's what God spoke. I heard it so clear. He said, yeah, that's how you is. I said, well, what you mean, God? He said, that big old alligator. He said, if you don't find that quarter size kill spot to kill that alligator, it gonna live. He said, that's what I want you to do to them. They gonna come to you with all that alligator skin. They prideful. They know it all. They know who they. He said, but your job to find that little spot and kill that pride. And you know what? I enjoy when I hit that spot. Boy, y'all go to arguing, you go to cussing. I don't know who he think you is. You go on Facebook and you want to write subliminals. I just be sitting back laughing. I said, look at that alligator. He got hit. See, God didn't call. He didn't say to hit dog holler. He said, you're an alligator hunter. You think you got thick skin. Let me say something to you. Your skin won't be as thick as you think it is. I enjoy stuff like that. See, when you come to ministry, you got to pick some in your ministry that you enjoy. Because the first thing I told God when I finally heard his voice, I said, I don't want to get bored because I know myself. When I get bored with something, I don't want it around me. I lose interest. I don't get mad when people get mad and talk about me. I go to laughing. Because you don't even know what you don't even know who you is and trying to tell me what I supposed to do. I said, you know what I be saying? I said, listen to this fool here. Then I'm sitting on social media. You got all this God talk, but ain't no God in it. I'm just laughing. I said, boy, these people something else. See, we gonna get into your relationship with God, but we talking about people right now. See, the way you treat people determines your relationship with God. So we starting out with people. So when I talk about your relationship with God, you're gonna see why. I tell some of you you don't have a relationship with God because the way I see you treat people, the way they, you know how many people say they got God and the way they treat people, treat me. I got one now that's beefing with me that say I offended her. She done told everybody but me. But then when you go watch her page, do you see her saying anything about God? You on there how good your daughter look in a secular dress. You on there playing them AI games. You ain't even bringing people to God. That's how I know ain't no God in you. So your whole persona is flesh. Now go to Brother Hubbard page. Now every now and then y'all know how I am. I'm a little out there. But don't you hear me saying something about God? If you go all down, ain't no AI games on Brother Hubbard page. You're going to see something about some children. You might see a little Puff Daddy because he didn't stomp that woman out. You know, you may see a little cat slapping a dog around. But but 90% of it going to be God. I go look on y'all page. Guess what I see? Everybody else but you. If you ain't got enough God in you to share with the world, how can you say you got a relationship with God? And that's how some of you end up in these relationships that ain't about nothing. Did I tell y'all last year how rough this world gonna get? I'm looking at the news this morning. The Dunn lady boyfriend sexually abusing her daughter. So somehow or another, defects got wind of it. Do you know the lady and her husband killed her daughter because the daughter said the husband was sexually abusing her? That's some sick stuff. How can you see? That's how desperate some of you is for a man. You would kill your own child for a man. I say they ought to hang him. They ought to hang him from the town square and pour acid on their body. That's some sick mess. Psalms 27, a woman. The Lord is my life and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Why are you scared today? See, some of you, that's how I know you ain't moving with God. Because if the Lord is your light and your salvation, why are you scared to date this particular man or this particular woman? Or you think you're going to get in trouble? Ain't no God in you. Because you scared. It's something how we be in the world and we'll take all kind of chances and we come to God and we scared to take chances. If God with you, if God tell me to jump out this window behind me, I'm gonna jump. You know why? Because I ain't afraid. The Lord held is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be happy? Stronghold means protection. It means it means I got this. It means you in a vault. Watch this. How come you scared another man gonna hurt you and you say you believe in God? God ain't your stronghold. Your flesh is. How can you say you scared your man gonna cheat on you? God ain't your stronghold. Your flesh is. See, when God in your life, I'm trying to tell you, you can't, you ain't gotta be scared of nothing, and you ain't scared of nobody. Y'all walking around here with triggers, traumas, and I ain't gonna do that. You ain't got no power. That's why your relationship's so weak. That's why you walking circumspectly. See, it's something to be in a relationship and you give all you got, but yet they give little or nothing at all. That's an unbalanced relationship there. That's what, and see, that's one of the things I'm gonna use when I talk about. He said, you know, how can any two walk except they agree? You got somebody doing all they want, but for the sake of this love word, you see they ain't really doing nothing, and you stay anyway because you scared to be alone. And for some of us, you overcompensate who you are because you don't want them to leave. Don't you get in no relationship, especially no marriage, and you know within yourself you shouldn't be doing something that you shouldn't be doing, but for the sake of this what I want, you overdo it. Man, y'all see what happened to Brother Hubbard, don't you? I still can't believe it. I had everything. In 9 years, I left with nothing. I should have at least doubled what I had. You can't double what you have when somebody ain't willing to become a part of what you're trying to do. See, you got to watch out for people who will sell you a pipe dream and they don't even know how to smoke. I'm talking about I had everything, left with nothing. Don't you go into no relationship and no marriage and you got everything and you look around and you see you on the losing end, you better tighten up and see what's going on. See, in order for y'all, oh, that's that country Bama talk. In order for you to have a sustainable relationship in this season that's gonna last, you got to know what that Psalm 34 and 4 through 8 says. I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. See, when you get in a relationship and somebody telling you your fear, you got to seek the Lord. Lord, why I'm scared of this? Lord, why allow this to happen? Lord, why I keep getting this? See, the problem is y'all fought everybody except going to the one who got the answers to what you need. Don't come to me about me, because I know me. If you want to know me, go to God. And if you lucky, he'll tell you. Because many people went to God and tried, and they'll come back with a false answer. And I know you ain't been to God. Why you think for many of you, when you come into my tutelage, I say, go ask God something about me that don't nobody know and come tell me what it say. You know why I do that? Number one, that shows me three things. And guess what? You'll never know what that show me. But what you come and tell me, then I can show you what God's trying to do. A lot of you are holding who you are in God back. Because in some of you, as you've been hearing me teach, you know it's some things you need to change, but you don't want to change it because of fear. Some of you need to really apologize, but you can't do it because of fear. See, it's something to talk bad about somebody, demean that person, belittle that person, emasculate that person, but then you need that person. See, I ain't that person. I'm the type of person that I hear what God tell me to do, but I still do what I want to do. Don't be defiant with God, because I know the punishment coming, but for some reason, my ignorance will be all worth the punishment. But I know how God would punish me. So what I lose, I don't really care about it because I'm laughing because of what I wanted to do. But see, I'm working on that because I don't want y'all to think that you can just defy God and get away with it. But that shows you something. It say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Oftentimes when I defy God, because I know how God will deal with me. Because when I started this stuff called ministry, I said, God, you know how I am. You know what I want. I'm going to do this, but you got to help me. Don't never think I get away with stuff. You just don't know how God punished me. Because most of the time when he punished me, because of who I am, you can't even tell when I'm in timeout. But he laid down the law. Believe that. See, when you get a relationship with God, God will tell you how he going to set you straight. See, we just now getting an understanding of why I'm like I am. Just the past 2 years. But watch this. I've been seeking him forever. That's why I ain't shaming than I do. Now, some things I am ashamed of, but I tell you, if he tell me to tell you, because I'm not ashamed of it, I'm just ashamed to say it because somebody might not can't handle it. See, what's wrong, a lot of y'all go into relationships without God. The Bible says, Psalms 46:1, it said, God is our refuge and strength, and ever present help in trouble. Therefore, we would not fear through the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surge. That means ain't no kind of disaster on this earth can have me scared. If a tornado coming, oh well, if it get me, it get me. Watch this. If an earthquake happen, oh well, if I die, I die. Don't y'all wonder how some people will be in these traumatic storms? I seen the one where the hurricane, the tornado came through some that passed through Tallahassee, and they found a baby. It was hanging on a telegram pole. Don't you think that angel said, "Let me grab this baby here. He ain't doing that." And this gonna be his testimony how he been saved, and let me hang him on a telegram pole. What you so y'all scared of if a man gonna cheat on you more than you scared of a tornado? You scared of a sneaker link more than you scared of a hurricane. Psalms 56:3 says, when I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose words I pray. In God I trust, and I am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? I ain't scared of nobody. If you shoot me, I'm dead. To be absent on this earth is present with the Lord. So I'm ready anyway, to be honest. But see, that's why a lot of y'all, see, we're going to talk about your relationship with money. You know what? It amuses me when God comes and talk to me and he said, go look at such and such now. It amuses me that people be selling these hot dog plates, these t-shirts, Mother Day baskets, Easter basket. It amuses me when God laugh at you. Y'all will go spend $40 and $50 on stuff like that. But when it come to giving to God, you got a problem. Got to be more careful. And especially if you following me, how dare you sit on all this good rich teaching? I got a whole book, The 9-Month Cycle of Demon Condemnation. I got a whole book how you celebrate each holiday keeps you in a demonic covenant, and y'all still around here buying Easter basket and Mother's Day basket and Christmas baskets and all that crap. We laugh at people like you because you're afraid. But when God wants something, shoot, I ain't got it. Shoot, I got it. But you'll waste money on things that are not even of God. We got to get back on it because he been telling me for 2 years and I ain't did it. But we got these feasts that he commanded us to serve till his return. So we got to get on that. But we'll sit around here and we'll celebrate something God never commanded us to celebrate. And we'll get mad at people if they don't celebrate it. We'll get mad at people if they don't even, man, y'all got to come up a little higher this year. What can mere mortals do to me? Ask my son mama about it. She'll call me Happy Christmas. I said, girl, I said, why you keep calling? You know I don't celebrate that. And I can hear my son in the background. Mama, you better stop messing with daddy like that. You know he don't believe in that mess. And she said, oh, I forgot. That boy 31 years is you've been forgetting for 30 years. You crazy. My mama ain't waiting on no Christmas present. They know how Dedric is. But watch this. I'm gonna teach y'all something too. I can't condemn people who haven't came into the truth. I can't condemn them. See, it's a scripture in there. It talks about just because I can do something and they can't do it, then because of my humbleness, I'll celebrate something with you even though I don't believe in it. That's how much God I serve. I ain't got to be right. Psalms 91:4 says, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day. So we see this metaphor for God as a protective bird. And if you really understand under his wings, you really see a bird under somebody's wings when they in a nest. When you look at how a nest is built, a bird built a nest out of anything. Your life is made out of anything. But when you got God and your life is throwing you everything, you shouldn't fear it because God is building you a place of protection. But a lot of you want to find your protection in your flesh. We have to come to an understanding that in this year, in this season, things that are not of God, we need to leave them out of God. You need to stop making excuses for your sin and get your life right. See, Psalms 107:28 says, then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he brought them out of their distress. He stilled the storm to a whisper. The waves of the seas were hushed. They were glad when it grew calm, and he guided them to their desired heaven. See, I done cried out enough that whatever move I make, I know it's God. Listen here, the things that happened to me in my marriage, that ain't going nowhere with me. Now the thought might go somewhere with me because I'm still trying to figure out how a man can have some and you get with people when you think you building something, but I guess they were building on their own because I left with nothing. Hell, listen here, the decent thing would have been let me give him a couple of dollars to buy him out. She promised me $1,000. I only got 500. I don't think I'm gonna get the other five. I would have took the other five and kept my mouth shut. But see, people will say anything to get you to do what they want you to do. See, I ain't dumb for. I'm just because I say I'm a country bumpkin. That's my persona. I'm always listening to God in every move I make. You might can't understand the move I make, but God understands why I make the move. See, that's why I'm in hiding now. They trying to get me, you know. So I had to come hide out. But I wasn't scared. I'm hiding for their protection because I know what God will do to you. Don't come looking for me because I got two guard dogs around here. And they don't play no games. Ain't that right? Where you at, back up? Got me two guard dogs. Y'all hear them try, but they don't play. Two killers. Watch this. Psalms 112:6. Surely the righteous will never be shaken. They will be remembered forever. They will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Their hearts are secure. You see, you hear them growl. You ready to get at them, ain't you, back? Come here. Come on, let's get at them. I got to kill them. Come on, Baxter. Come on, man. Y'all heard him growling. He ready. Tell him you ready, ain't you? Watch this. Their hearts are secure. They will have no fear. In the end, they will look in triumph on their foes. See, when you got God, bad news should never get you in a bad place. It says they will have no fear of bad news. My mama called me yesterday. Hey, son, I had a stroke. And she told me what's going on. I said, okay, then. I didn't bust out and cry, mama, mama, yeah. I said, okay. She called me all the time telling me when some of my family members died. I said, okay. I ain't busting out in tears. I ain't got to run home because I can't be shaken. I remember when the divorce was just starting and she gonna send me a little email talking about you know, something that can happen or something. It was something about jail. I ain't scared of jail. I've been there. I said, okay. You listen here. You gonna send me to jail because I won't run and sign on divorce? Okay. I ain't scared of jail. I've been there. Can't nothing shake me. If the doctor give me some kind of diagnosis on my health and I'm finna die, that ain't gonna shake me. Ooh, he dating somebody else. Ooh, he moved. Ooh, they got married. Everybody upset but except the person who's supposed to be upset. Don't that upset me? When they called my son went to jail, I wasn't upset. I was a little distressed. I said, dog, I tried to warn him. But I told him, I said, boy, I said, you keep going the way you're going. I said, God gonna have to send you to jail to save your life. I was shaking because my son, he was a little bit old thing. He ain't that big. And I thought about all them big men in there because he went to jail for robbery. But look here, I just kept his insurance page. The guy got to handle that. Hey, I tell him to this day, I said, man, I might be your dad, but I honor you. I spent 4 months in jail on a traffic ticket. Ain't nowhere in the world I could have did 5 years. Because them niggas are that nasty. I'm talking about they nasty. So what you got to understand is that we can't continue to live our life without really having God in our life. We got to stop saying things are God when we know things are not God. Because in the end, when God does come, you don't want to be the one that he says, I never knew you.